Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best smartwatches. Starting at number 10. Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. Smartwatches come in a few different forms, and the Fenix 6 series from Garmin is the best form for any outdoorsy type that wants a smartwatch that offers loads of multi-sport features. Now, this isn't an inexpensive smartwatch. On the contrary, it's rather expensive. And the price can get pretty high up there depending on the model you choose. Such as the Fenix 6 Pro Solar. With all the features, you'd think that battery life would be an issue. But it's not. It has multiple modes depending on how you want to use it. In smartwatch mode, for example, it can last up to 14 days. It can last even longer in Expedition GPS activity mode with a battery life of up to 28 days. If you want continuous GPS, you're looking at about 36 hours. So maybe a day and a half. But let's say you want to save battery life because you know you'll be gone a while. Battery saver mode can help the watch last for up to 48 days. Granted, you will lose some of the smarter features, but the point is longevity here. Garmin even built in safety and tracking features that can alert people to your position. If you engage in multi-sport and are outdoors often, you may want to consider this over anything else. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Garmin Lily. Garmin's Lily smartwatch is another great-looking option for women or those with smaller wrists. Its 1-inch face resembles the Vivomove's, with metallic-colored dials and metal bezels, but it lacks the physical watch hands that Vivomove's have. The case isn't metal all the way around like on the Vivomove's, so aside from the bezel, you'll have a colored, fiber-reinforced polymer case. Functionally, it's a simple device to navigate. Swiping horizontally from the main screen, you can see your notifications, the weather, and various health stats, like your current heart rate, body battery, blood oxygen saturation, and stress levels. Tapping into each gives you a broader context on how these have changed over time. Or, you can also view this and much more, including sleep and menstrual cycle tracking, in Garmin's Connect Companion app. You can initiate activity tracking sessions on the watch, including those for running, biking, swimming, strength training, cardio, elliptical training, stair-stepping, yoga, pilates, and breathwork. All of those modes record heart rate and blood oxygen saturation, as well as calories burned and steps taken. Neither music storage nor GPS are built in though, so you'll need to have your phone with you if you'd like tunes or route tracking on your runs, cycles, or swims. One of the biggest selling points for the Lily, like any Garmin watch, is the deeper, more specific health and fitness data found both in-app and on your wrist. The Connect app organizes each activity session with easy-to-read charts, mapping your heart rate throughout and giving estimates for calories burned and sweat lost. For sleep, you'll get duration and approximated sleep stages, along with charts displaying your movement, blood oxygen saturation, and respiration patterns through the night. Number 8 of my list. Garmin Vivomove Luxe. To our eyes, Garmin's Vivomove watches are sleek, chic, and classy. Their innovative designs combine mechanical watch hands with hidden-in-a-mold OLED touchscreen displays underneath, masked by gold or silver watch faces. When the watches are awakened, either a full-color or white light display illuminates graphics behind the watch hands, which appear to be projecting their shapes right through the metal-colored watch face. The watch hands also align to be perfectly horizontal when interacting with the touchscreen. It's a head-turning and downright cool design, both aesthetically and technologically. Swiping the watch's lens for the first time feels like you're swiping on a regular mechanical watch, and you half expect the touchscreen is underneath not to respond. There is, after all, an air gap between the lens and display that allows the watch hands to move through their range of motion. Because of this, it's not the most tack-sharp touchscreen experience when it comes to responsiveness, and the Vivomove sometimes requires slightly more deliberate swipes rather than light flicks. Thankfully, this does very little to detract from the user experience. The $250 Vivomove style keeps the color AMOLED display, but swaps Gorilla Glass 3 in for the lens. All metal components are anodized aluminum, and the watch comes with silicone or woven nylon bands. The $200 Vivimo 3 and 3s have polymer cases with stainless steel bezels, chemically strengthened glass lenses, and silicone bands. They lack contactless payments, unlike the Vivimo Lux in style, but still carry a polished and traditional look. As mentioned, the touchscreen display uses only white light to illuminate and outline figures in the watch's face. Coming at number 7. Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. Somewhat unsurprisingly, Android device manufacturers have never really been able to come up with a wearable as seamless and supported as the Apple Watch. It's not all their fault. Google neglects its Wear OS platform, which was already playing catch-up. And that leaves watches powered by this further and further behind. Third-party developers have had little incentive to spend time and resources supporting Wear OS. On the Galaxy Watch 3, Tizen's a sharp, fun OS to use. Its strengths start with OS navigation, which uses a physical rotating watch bezel to scroll through lists, messages, apps, and information cards. Rotating it gives a satisfying tactile sensation, somewhere between a click and a bump, as though little spring-loaded metal ball bearings facilitate the movement and keep it in place. It's easy, and actually fun, to scroll around the watch in this way, rotating from card to card like you're flipping through swatches. Checking the weather, reading notifications, or looking in on your health and fitness stats is seamless. As for your day-to-day smartwatch needs, whether paired with a Galaxy, Android, or iPhone, the Galaxy Watch 3 delivers notifications from all your apps and does so pleasantly and effectively. In this regard, it's among our favorite wearable experiences, but do note that iPhone users might experience issues with connection stability to the phone. For this and a laundry list of other reasons, an Apple Watch is still the best bet for iPhone users. And if deeper health metrics and support are your bag, then a Fitbit Sense may be a better option. In practice, the Galaxy Watch 3 is a well-made balance between those two. At number 6. Garmin Forerunner 45. The Forerunner 45 is even more stripped down, but, at a $150 price point, it could be just the ticket for casual runners. GPS and heart rate are still in tow, but the watch lacks blood oxygen monitoring, an altimeter, a compass, support for Garmin's chest strap heart rate monitors, and Garmin Pay. There's also no support for course creation navigation, incident detection or assistance without a smartphone. The Forerunner 45 also lacks music storage. This is a watch that's best suited for those who don't trek far for their runs, don't need music, and/or otherwise aren't bothered by carrying their phone with them for music or in case of emergency. Although no Garmin watches can make calls, the 745 and 245 can still alert friends and family in the event of a detected or manually initiated emergency, but that's a feature the Forerunner 45 lacks. In terms of bang for buck, the Garmin Forerunner 45 is one of the most impressive running watches out there right now. You'll be hard-pressed to find a more comprehensive device for this price. Yes, it has gaps and compromises, but it also sets the standard for features we now expect in our lower-end watches. An excellent entry-level option. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Garmin Forerunner 245. For those who trend less toward triathlete and more toward morning, afternoon, or weekend runner, Garmin's Forerunner 245 Music and Forerunner 45 may be good options to save some money. The 245 lacks an altimeter and loses support for more outdoorsy activity tracking, like skiing, mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and open water swims. But the device still tracks the more basic activities the 745 does, including strength training, cardio, runs, swims, cycles, stair-stepping, indoor rowing, and yoga. Better yet, the 245 keeps support for two of our favorite Garmin features: training effect, training load, and running dynamics. As mentioned, the training effect feature explains your training's impact on your aerobic and anaerobic fitness, while the training load helps you stay within the sweet spot for activity levels to maintain progress and avoid overtraining. Running dynamics requires one of Garmin's chest strap heart rate monitors, but this tool offers insight on running form for efficiency and injury prevention. GPS, blood oxygen monitoring, and heart rate data are all at your disposal on the 245, as well as storage for music, but there is no Garmin Pay support. Runners who appreciate the ability to create round-trip courses in-app and use the watch to navigate them will also miss that feature on the 245 Music. Coming in at number 4 of my list, Garmin Forerunner 745. If you're looking for a smartwatch for runners, then you want the metrics, battery life, and phone independence of a purpose-built device. Answering a text or taking a call while away from your phone doesn't matter as much as focused stats from a bevy of sensors, training analysis, and guidance that helps you train more efficiently. Garmin's Forerunner 745 is just that. From the watch face, you're only a couple of button presses away from checking your phone's notifications, starting a new workout, or recalling a saved route or playlist you'd like to use directly on the watch during your next run. iPhone users won't be able to interact with notifications in any other way but to read and clear them, though Android users can reply to texts with up to 30 pre-made responses and decline calls with 3 responses, all customizable in the Garmin Connect app. With a GPS, heart rate monitor, altimeter, blood oxygen sensor, compass, and thermometer, the Forerunner 745 has virtually anything you can ask for in a fitness tracker. Throw in NFC payments with Garmin Pay, and you won't need your phone for anything but taking calls and replying to messages, as Garmin watches don't have a cellular connection. For those interested in the watch for more than running, there are about 35 different activity tracking modes, from cross-country skiing and mountain climbing to yoga, elliptical exercise, and strength training. Third-party developers also create free and paid activities that can be added and tracked just as comprehensively, sometimes more, which I had to do for my boxing. Just know those third-party apps are not always free. In our usage, battery life was about 2.5 days with 24-hour blood oxygen monitoring on, and around 3 to 4 days without that, all compared to the 7 days it's rated for. At number 3. Fitbit Versa 3. Not everyone is ready to spend $300 $400 in a smartwatch, even if they can be surprisingly useful accessories. Luckily, Fitbit Versa 3, which retails for $230 but can sometimes be found for less than $200, maximizes its value. This smartwatch isn't all that different from the top-of-the-line Fitbit Sense. They look identical, and the Versa 3 only loses the ECG sensor and 2 others related to stress tracking, ETA and skin temperature. Those aren't devastating losses considering that the Versa 3 still has NFC, GPS, all-day heart monitoring, and nightly blood oxygen monitoring for while you sleep. The Versa 3 is a capable smartwatch that brings all your smartphone's notifications to your wrist. It houses a voice assistant, you can choose either Alexa or Google Assistant, and enables quick text replies on Android devices with either preloaded responses or dictation from the built-in mic. Both iPhone and Android users can take phone calls on their wrists, as there's a built-in speaker as well. Plus, it is a Fitbit, so you have a waterproof design that tracks swims, runs, cycles, sleep. There are more than 20 activity tracking modes in total. Throw in 6-day battery life and access to Fitbit Premium's deeper, more tailored fitness guidance, and you have a good-looking and capable smartwatch and fitness tracker at a price that's difficult to beat. Coming at number 2. Fitbit Sense. With at least 3 worthwhile Apple Watch options at descending price points, it's hard to create a ton of separation among the runners-up. The Fitbit Sense's main draw, though, is having almost all the fitness and health sensors of the Apple Watch Series 6, but with universal compatibility for use with Android, iPhone, and even computers. It also has between 2 and 3 times longer battery life than the Apple Watch, which translates to almost a full week of use. Stylistically, it certainly looks similar to an Apple Watch, with its shiny square case, bright and vibrant display, and silicone band. Upon closer inspection, it's easy to see the differences, though. The band latches differently and connects to the watch with a proprietary, still seamless mechanism, but the all-around feel is just as comfortable as an Apple Watch. You can also shop around for a variety of leather, silicone, and fabric bands, some made of recycled materials, or with reflective fibers for hikers and runners. The Sense also offers cutting-edge fitness tracking hardware, like an ECG monitor and blood oxygen readings, although the latter doesn't offer spot readings unless you pay for Fitbit Premium. Without that, the sensors are used only during sleep. Requisites like GPS, heart rate monitoring, and an altimeter are all on the Sense, as are skin temperature monitors and electrodermal activity sensors for stress measurement. Inexplicably, the Sense loses the ability to download your own music files onto your device. So, if going for hikes or runs without your phone is important to you, this and the lack of cellular connection capabilities may be important to consider. And number 1. Apple Watch Series 6. The Apple Watch should be your first consideration when looking for a smartwatch, especially if you're an iPhone user. If it worked standalone or with Android phones, it'd be hard not to recommend this for just about anyone looking for a smartwatch or fitness tracker. Even without LTE, Apple Watch Series 6 comes with GPS, a compass, always-on heart rate monitoring, an ECG sensor, an always-on altimeter, and constant blood oxygen monitoring. The accelerometer has even been updated to detect falls and alert emergency services and contacts. It can truly allow you to leave your phone at home, or at least in your pocket during the day-to-day minutiae of checking notifications, responding to messages, and taking calls. These logged activities are more aimed at closing your activity rings, the broader emphasis being to do this consistently. The same goes for sleep tracking. While you can see duration and blood oxygen readings, the app pulls focus toward hitting your goal sleep time and your trends toward, or away, from doing so. You can track your VO2 max based on a hike, run, or brisk walk outdoors, and that's about as deep as health metrics get. If you're hoping to save a few bucks on an Apple Watch, you can sometimes catch modest sales, particularly around holidays. Or, if you're not in need of the always-on display, blood oxygen sensor, and ECG sensor, then you can save a few bucks with the Apple Watch SE. Lastly, there's the Apple Watch Series 3. It lacks the same sensors just mentioned in the SE's omissions, and it further loses the always-on altimeter, though intermittent altimeter readings are available. It's an attractive buy at, and sometimes under, the $200 mark, but just be aware that it's better viewed as a smartwatch than a health or fitness tracker considering all the features it lacks in comparison to the Series 6 and most of its competitors. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.